Apple MacBook Air M4. This laptop is so thin you could slice your stress with it. But thanks to the M4 chip, it packs shockingly snappy power for creative tasks and everyday design work without making a peep. Battery life stretches past believable. The dazzling liquid retina display looks lush, but for hardcore design or 3D, you will wish for a beefier MacBook Pro since you can outpace its muscle on real heavy jobs. Still, if you crave featherweight style, wild efficiency, and your render jobs mostly come with a side of coffee, this MacBook Air is basically the silent overachiever at the creative studio party. 7 out of 10. MSI Sword 16HX. With a name like Sword, you would expect it to slice through projects, and for the most part it does. The display is punchy, the keyboard lights up like a disco, and the RTX graphics card handles hefty design work easily without catching fire. But it is chunkier than that guy at the LAN party who brings his own chair, and creative pros might be irked by less color accuracy and a plastic vibe. Think more affordable beast than museum piece. For design on a sensible budget and plenty of ports to go around, the Sword 16 swings pretty hard, but does not quite land a bullseye. 6 out of 10. ASUS ROG Strix G16. This machine arrives with gamer swagger and creator-friendly firepower, flaunting a color-rich, high-refresh display that makes design and video work look downright delicious. Performance is wild. Think the latest Ryzen or Intel Brawn, fast DDR5 memory, and an NVIDIA graphics powerhouse, so you can finish a Photoshop marathon, edit videos, and jump into a game before your coffee cools off. It is not subtle and it is not light, but if you want splashy visuals, sledgehammer speed, and a laptop that might just outgame your desktop, the Strix G16 totally earns its flex. 9 out of 10. Acer Predator Triton Neo 16. The Triton Neo 16 packs a deliciously sharp 16-inch display and vivid colors that make your gradients pop like a fresh squeeze at a designer juice bar. Speeds are snappy and multitasking is a breeze, but beware. The fans kick in like an over-caffeinated art teacher and the keyboard feels a bit soft if you hammer out hotkeys all day. For creative work on the budget with a dash of gaming on the side, this Predator is more kitten than lion, but still pretty impressive for the price. 8 out of 10. Gigabyte Aorus Master 16. Aorus Master 16 struts out with wild RGB, a muscular graphics card, and enough processing power to render entire universes while your coffee cools. But the flash comes at a cost. Plastic build and overheating legs make intense work sessions sweaty, and all that bling is just screaming for a low-key design intervention. Fantastic for demanding creative tasks, yet if subtlety matters and you dislike sweaty thighs, this party machine's for someone else. 7 out of 10. HP Victus 16. Victus 16 rocks a clean, simple look and a wallet-friendly entry point, but its display lands on the plain side, so your colors might be more meh than masterpiece. You get all the ports you could wish for, and the keyboard feedback is solid. But if you crave dazzling accuracy for pixel-perfect art, this Victus is a bit clueless at the palette party. Great for budget warriors who dabble, but not for creative pros on a quest for perfection. 6 out of 10. Acer Predator Helios 16 AI. This laptop is so obsessed with raw power, it could probably render your self-doubt in 8,000 by 6,000 pixels without breaking a sweat. The OLED screen is jaw-droppingly vibrant and fast, but it's glossier than my forehead after a marathon, so beware those fingerprints. With the RTX 5090 flexing inside, it might intimidate your software and your wallet, so bring a cleaning cloth and a sense of fiscal responsibility. 8 out of 10. LG Gram 1624. The LG Gram 16 is so light you might suspect LG filled it with helium and sorcery, but it serves up a gorgeous OLED display that practically begs you to binge-watch while pretending to work. It's ultra-portable, yet solid enough that you won't get hand cramps during your all-night design sprint, though its battery may wave the white flag a tad too quickly. If you want your creative weapon thin, bright, and enjoy not hauling bricks, this one tickles your fancy, but power users will wish for beefier graphics. 7 out of 10. Lenovo Legion Pro Semi-Gen 10. If you want a laptop that makes other laptops feel insecure, this is the cosmic beast. With so much RGB lighting, you'll need sunglasses just to edit a logo at midnight. The OLED display is scary good, the RTX 5090 delivers enough juice to launch Photoshop into hyperspace, and the aluminum chassis could probably survive a fall, mid-range quit. But it's hefty enough to double as gym equipment, so design at your desk, not at a cafe. 9 out of 10. Razer Blade 16. The Razer Blade 16 leaps onto your desk, flexing a chassis so thin it could double as a cookie sheet, but with the muscle of a gym addict. Seriously, the QHD OLED display pops colors better than a 6-year-old with a box of crayons at a birthday party. It chews through creative apps and gaming without breaking a sweat, but at nearly $5,000, it is basically the laptop version of buying a gold-plated treadmill. Fancy, fast, and possibly insane to pay for. Unless you moonlight as a secret agent and need to edit videos while fleeing helicopter chases, This is only for the deep-pocketed and power-hungry. 8 out of 10. Microsoft Surface Studio 2. The Microsoft Surface Studio 2 struts in like the cool art teacher who lets you draw on the walls, dazzling with that giant touchscreen and a hinge so smooth you'll tilt it just to show off. Everything feels premium, and that pen input is dreamy, but the price tag will make your wallet burst into tears, and the hardware under the hood is starting to feel more art gallery in 2018 than hot new studio. Basically, this is the showstopper for artists who want a digital canvas, but if you crave pure power, your masterpiece might load about as quickly as watching paint dry. 6 out of 10. Lenovo ThinkPad E16 Gen 2. The Lenovo ThinkPad E16 Gen 2 is like the dependable barista who remembers your coffee order. Solid, professional, and not here to jazz up your morning with surprises, but you trust it with your deadlines. The keyboard is heavenly and the build is sturdier than most reality TV relationships, but the display, while roomy and sharp, only brings the party up to 300 nits and colors that say, almost great for design, instead of pass me my fancy stylus. Sure, it can handle light design work and epic typing, but if you're chasing color perfection, it's more conference call than can. 5 out of 10. Apple MacBook Pro M4. Apple baked a stunning display and marathon battery into this metallic beast, but the base model's graphic performance for heavy-duty tasks like 3D and video feels more sleepy kitten than roaring lion. Editing photos or illustrations? You will love the screen's colors and crazy brightness, but motion designers may cry into their kale smoothie if they need real power. Price tag is juicy, but unless your work is mostly static visuals, it's really a shiny silver metal. 7 out of 10. MSI Prestige 16 AI Evo. This sleek machine comes loaded with the latest Intel chip and enough memory to make Photoshop blush, plus an impressively big display for creative work. Yet its all-metal body is more fashion show than fortress, and the glossy screen can turn sunlight into your nemesis faster than you can say color correction. Good performance for the price, but build quirks and a not-so-fantastic panel keep it from suiting true design royalty. 6 out of 10. ASUS ROG Zephyrus G16 2024 G605. Packing a beautiful OLED screen that sings in full color and NVIDIA's newest graphics, this Zephyrus is like a gaming Ferrari that moonlights as a creative workhorse. The build is satisfyingly slick and portable, though creative folks who like to edit outdoors or push maximum power might wish for a little more muscle under the hood. Nearly top tier for design and gaming, but the price is spicy, and so are those little arrow keys. 8 out of 10. Asus ProArt P16 H7606. This laptop flexes its creative muscles with an eye-popping 16-inch 4K OLED display that covers basically the whole color rainbow. Think breathtaking visuals, deep blacks, and color accuracy that'll make your old monitor feel like a coloring book. With up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, Ryzen AI muscle, and serious NVIDIA graphics, it chomps through Photoshop, video edits, and even the occasional game without breaking a fashionable sweat. It stays cool under pressure and even has a fancy dial pad for extra creative twiddling, but for this price, my wallet is visibly sweating. Still, in the world of design laptops, this is the drama queen you want on stage. 9 out of 10. Dell G16. The Dell G16 struts in with solid specs and a 16-inch screen that is bright and bold but, like a gamer at a rave, gets a little hot and heavy on the inside, and max brightness is nothing to brag home about. Colors are accurate, and the display can handle a whopping 240 Hz refresh rate, but the design vocabulary screams gaming den, not design studio exhibition. It's affordable and definitely zippy for the price, but let's just say if you care about looking professional or want OLED luxury, this is not the muse for your portfolio. 6 out of 10. Dell Precision 5690. The Dell Precision 5690 waltzes in wearing a titanium gray suit and brings workstation horsepower to every creative showdown, with an optional 16-inch 4K OLED display and graphics power that will make your designs look deliciously crisp. This is not just a laptop. It is a caffeine-addicted intern disguised as a mobile studio. Handling huge design files and color-critical work is basically its love language. It may be heavier and more businesslike than some, but its ISV certifications, flush RAM, and color-accurate OLED option put it at the top of the creative class, provided your bank account has nerves of steel. 9 out of 10. Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Gen 7? This ThinkPad is the dinner party host that serves up workstation-grade power on a silver platter, boasting up to 64 gigabytes of memory, and an optional 16-inch 4,000-pixel OLED display to delight the pickiest color snobs. It's so light you'll forget it's a beefy workstation, but its price tag will smack you with the reality of high-end taste. And the average non-OLED screen could make some designers shed a pixel-shaped tear, runs hot under heavy loads, and limited upgrade options mean you better get your specs right the first time. 8 out of 10. Dell Pro Max 1625. Dell's Pro Max 16 struts in with a fresh 4,000-pixel OLED display wrapped in a sleeker frame than most gym rats, promising you creative bliss with NVIDIA's latest Blackwell graphics and enough battery life to survive an entire binge design session. The laptop is so powerful it practically sneers at demanding software. But be warned, if you need flawless customer support or spot-on software right out of the box, be ready to channel your inner troubleshooter. Premium, portable, and potent. For designers who want the best canvas. 9 out of 10. Gigabyte G6. The Gigabyte G6 is like the budget superhero next door who flexes RTX muscle and runs games or heavy apps with surprising gusto, but its display's haunted by ghosting and low color, and the keyboard feels like typing on a marshmallow. The battery performance makes you want to keep a charger nearby, and let's just say the fans could double as a portable wind tunnel. Better pack earplugs if you're rendering graphics late at night. Price is right, but for a graphic design extravaganza, it's more sidekick than star. 5 out of 10. ASUS ROG Strix G16 G635. This laptop screams graphic designer's playground, with its mini LED display, blindingly colorful RGB light strip, and hardware so powerful you could probably render a Pixar movie while streaming cat videos for inspiration. It's got crazy muscle thanks to the newest Intel Ultra processor and NVIDIA's best graphics, yet somehow weighs more than my last holiday suitcase and collects fingerprints like a crime scene. For all-out performance and a display that pops, it's a pixel wizard, but the high price and plasticky feel stop this beast from total glory. 7 out of 10. MSI Vector 16 HXAI. Sure, the outside looks like your accountant's laptop, but this box packs thunder inside. Color-accurate QHD panel, the latest RTX graphics, and enough horsepower to launch Photoshop and Blender with time left over for existential dread. Bonus points for excellent thermals and future-proof ports, though you'll need earplugs if things get heavy and battery life likes to clock out early. It nails creative work for less cash, but will never win a beauty contest, so style snobs beware. 8 out of 10. Lenovo Legion Pro 5 Gen 10. This one's got the Goldilocks vibe. OLED is luscious, build is tough, thermals keep your fingers cool, and it rolls out enough wattage for epic creative projects without looking like a disco ball. Some models offer only mid-tier graphics, so make sure you check what's under the hood. And while it won't wow at a fashion show, it's quietly confident and delivers consistently solid results. For designers who want reliability and a screen that makes your colors sing, this is a safe and sensible pick. 8 out of 10. Asus VivoBook 16 Flip TP3607. The VivoBook 16 Flip struts in with a vivid 16-inch OLED touchscreen that'll make colors pop like confetti at a digital parade, though its brightness might get bullied by hardcore studio lights. Under the hood, it pushes a decent Intel Core Ultra chip, and impresses with color coverage hitting 84% DCI-P3, good but not award-winning if you live for pixel perfection. It's flexible as a yoga instructor with a 2-in-1 hinge, but for power-hungry creatives needing beastly graphics, it's still just playing in the minor leagues. 6 out of 10. Gigabyte Aorus 16X. The Aorus 16X brings gamer flair to the studio, flashing a 16-inch, 1600-pixel, 165Hz display that's brighter than your morning coffee and covers 80% DCI-P3, which designers will appreciate almost as much as that oversized RGB show on the chassis. It's packing Core i7 firepower and RTX 4070 graphics, ready to chew through layers in Photoshop like a speed eater at buffet. Just brace yourself for fans loud enough to drown out your playlist and some quirky, moody software. So, if you crave velocity and visual punch, and don't mind an occasional jet engine, the Aorus 16X makes a boisterous but effective companion for graphic work. 8 out of 10. HP Omen Max 16. The Omen Max 16 is the show-off in the lineup, flexing a 16-inch OLED screen with a crispy 1600-pixel resolution and a blazing 240Hz refresh rate that's smoother than a latte in Paris. Plus, NVIDIA G-Sync keeps visuals butter-smooth for detail chasers. Performance is premium with a top-tier Intel processor, beefy RTX graphics, and enough ports to fulfill all your creative dreams. Though battery life runs for cover when real work starts, and the design is about as subtle as a ninja in daylight. If your projects demand dazzling quality and horsepower, but you don't mind charging up before every brainstorm, this laptop is your relentless digital sidekick. 9 out of 10. HP's BookPower G11A 2024. This chunky beast brings workstation power and enough ports to host a graphic design party in your backpack. Sure, the performance will chew through big illustration files like snacks at midnight, but don't expect color accuracy to make your art teacher weep tears of joy. If you like your laptops heavy, loud, and capable, yet missing the true visual finesse, this one's as close as it gets to almost pro. 5 out of 10.